rivals of South London. And in 164 years of some ups and plenty of downs, they have never claimed a major trophy. This could just be their finest hour. Crystal Palace, on the referee's say-so. We will get the 144th FA Cup final underway. City's 14th final, just Palace's third. John Beglin already keeping an eagle eye on the way that Manchester City are lining up, and we'll get a word from him on that in just a moment, because you never quite know, even when you see the team list, how Guardiola will line them up, and already an injury in the opening few seconds as well.
Yeah, it looks Doku from the left-hand side, which isn't a surprise, and Savinho obviously on the right, and it looks as if Marmoush is going to play the 10 role behind Haaland.
Bernardo Silva. Well, it invited the header, and Savinho tried to force his body in front of a couple of Palace defenders.
I mean, he's not renowned for his heading, Savinho, but I thought at one stage he's going to get on the end of this, and it was Mitchell who managed to get between Savinho and Marmoush.
Crystal Palace having to absorb quite a lot in the opening skirmishes of this FA Cup final. Savinho. This time a Kanji on the end of the corner kick.
Yeah, I think once it arrived to him, it was difficult for him because he's more or less heading it backwards.
Rare attack from Crystal Palace. It's the Colombian, Munoz. Oh, and hit first time! Ebere Eze, the star man for Palace in the cup. Set up beautifully by Daniel Munoz. It's a proper sucker punch to City, because Palace have barely shown an attacking threat to this point. What a sweet finish from Ebere Eze.
Well, it's incredible. I mean, it's just kind of a hopeful ball initially, but Mateta begins the breakaway, gets it back from Kamada, and now it's a case of Munoz, who's been superb of late. Who can he pick out? And it's Eze. And when Eze is arriving on anything that's into the box or just outside, you fancy his chances right now. He might have just taken a little glance off the defender as it went through, but it doesn't really matter, because it was always far enough away from Ortega. And incredible. That's the game. They haven't had a kick until now, and they're 1 up.
Amazing, really. And yet, should we be surprised? Marmoush, Bernardo Silva. Oh, and Mitchell committed himself to the challenge, and City are convinced that that should be a penalty. And Stuart Atwell, after much consideration, agrees.
Well, I must admit, first off, I thought so. The thing is, when you commit like that in the box, then you're basically giving the opposition a chance to use it to their advantage. And as soon as he saw Mitchell's legs on the ground, Bernardo Silva basically collapsed onto them and thought, yeah, I'm having some of that. And I'd be surprised if this is turned around.
Tyrick Mitchell, the homegrown left-back, actually played for AFC Wembley, grew up in neighbouring Harrow. And Erling Haaland has grabbed the ball. Kevin De Bruyne, the captain, coming for a word in his ear. They're still checking this, VAR, to make sure all is as it seemed, all is above board. Is there a nuance to that we're failing to spot?
No, yeah. Well, the defender doesn't play the ball to start with, and John, any attacking player manipulates that situation to his advantage, and I think we saw just that from Bernardo Silva. That's the game nowadays. It's a penalty.
Well, it has withstood VAR inspection. The penalty stands. And after Haaland had collected the ball and De Bruyne had had a word, it's Omar Marmoush who's grabbed it. We shouldn't forget that Erling Haaland has had 3 penalty failures this season. So Marmoush gets the chance to take his first penalty for Manchester City. And Dean Henderson has the task of trying to stop it. Omar Marmoush, who played much of his most successful club football for the Palace manager, Oliver Glasner. Marmoush, and Henderson equal to it. Haaland, Henderson plunges on it, and Henderson writes himself into cup final folklore by saving a spot kick.
Well, there's delirium at the Crystal Palace end. He guessed right, got something on it. It wasn't right in the corner from Marmoush to start with, and you know, at a decent height for a goalkeeper too. Still, it's a fine save. And on the follow-up, listening to the VAR, they said that there was no touch. I think some are maybe saying that there might have been the slightest touch, which could have affected things, obviously, but it's been given, it's gone, and thanks to him, Crystal Palace are still 1-up.
And Haaland's blessing of the ball didn't do a whole lot of good. Started the season by winning an Olympic silver medal with France. Looking for FA Cup gold today. Eze still down after the initial challenge.
There will be a minimum of 3 minutes of additional time.
Pretty blatant.
2-0. Sabinho, Doku,
well, all aboard the Manchester City Express, because something different seems to have kind of lifted their game in this second half so far. There's much more of a threat now, much more menace. And he was inches away, Doku. I worked it.
Lacroix. Oh, awkward with the deflection, a chance and a goal, and it's Munoz who set up the first and has scored the second, and Crystal Palace are dreaming of unheard of triumph.
Well, again, it's from one of the long throws. I mean, set pieces have been an important part of what Crystal Palace have delivered this season. I mean, the keeper just seemed to get deceived by a deflection, I would think, as the original ball came through.
Is there an offside on this, Jim?
Well, I just wonder whether, yeah, I think it's hit Sarr, hasn't it? It seems to have connected with Sarr, and if it has, and yes it has, he's in an offside position, and surely he's interfering with play. Surely now this will be disallowed.
The referee has been engulfed by players from both teams. Mark Gahey, I think, is coming off. Haaland is trying to whip up the City fans out of your picture. And another of the Colombian contingent, Jefferson Lerma, has come on, who can, although a midfielder by trade, play as a centre-back. It's Foden. It's Haaland. It's harmless. Diaz. Once again, Jeremy Doku, weak. And it's greeted by a huge Palace cheer.
Well, they feel that they're there now, that once Henderson kicks this out, the final whistle may blow, and it might be a first major trophy for Mr. Parish and co.
The Eagles have never soared this high before. Crystal Palace make history with their first major trophy after 164 years of trying.